Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the famous Watkins Glen International,
To your
a
cars.
historic track in upstate New York. This track has a lot of history to it. Who could forget the 2000 Winston Cup race, where Steve Park got his first career Winston Cup victory over a hard-charging Mark Martin, or the 2012 duel between Keselowski, Ambrose, and Kyle Busch, which wound up seeing the Aussie getting his second career win at this very track. I'm once again joined by Cody Hayner. Sorry, I'm still used to calling you James Joseph, and I've been calling you Cody this entire fucking time when we're not recording.
That's hilarious, but oh well.
Man. I've been up for
Yeah.
almost 24 hours, folks. Just giving you an idea of... Let's see, it's my local time, 5:55 p.m., Wednesday, January 31st. That's when this is being starting to record.
Yeah, plus this is our second attempt at this because the last
Cody
version
Cody was having graphics issues with the 2016 version that we were using.
Well, even you said at one point you were having drops.
That was because of the pit crews being turned on the front straightaway. Anyways, but that's not what I was going to say.
The Max Acura on the front row.
Somehow, yes. Dolan and Langton second. Those two have a history on road courses.
Yeah. And then we have Zimmerman Lionheart in row 3.
I'm not even looking at the fucking qualifying order. And green flag is out anyway, so... those people in the rest of the top 15 to see it here, folks. I'm going to quickly jump back to the race as they dive down into turn 1. DeMax with the early jump. DeMax is quite clear Kiro, though.
So I'd say, this is all going to quickly change anyway. You're not going to stay too wide on the road course for long.
And if you do, I don't know how the hell your car can fit your massive balls.
Especially when you go into this ass.
Yep. Into the bus stop they go, side by side, door to door, wheel to wheel. Somehow make it out alive on the other end and into the outer loop. DeMax pulling away. Road course ringer. Maybe he can get the upset today.
Well, he was doing good in the first attempt.
Yeah, he was running second right behind Dominic Cousins. So they're running 3 wide, farther back in the back. In fact, Ravenhurst, who actually has won 2 road course races this season, back in her early third of the season. Very, very poor start at the moment. Running 5th to last, and is now going to potentially lose a spot to, at the very least, Ryan Vaughn. Meanwhile, the field up front starting to
go single file.
Yeah, spread out. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Like I said, I've been up for almost 24 hours. So I woke up around 8 p.m. yesterday, Tuesday, January 30th. Oh, we have a big wreck exiting the S's. Kaiser stuck behind Boston. We're going to have to take a quick look at a replay for this. Already, lap 2 in a massive crash. This happened way up towards the front.
And Bishop turned Boston.
Yep, RJ Bishop and Mark Boston get into each other at the top of the S's, and with as narrow as this track is, there was just nowhere for most of the people behind them to go. Somehow, the majority of the cars get through it. Boston spilling smoke all over the track. That was said awkwardly. Of course, per the rule book, no cautions at a road course. So we're still green. Much to the dismay of many of the drivers. Some say that shouldn't be a rule at all.
Well, don't wreck and you won't have an issue.
And that's basically the sanctioning body's reply. Of course,
Sucks to suck.
yep, and then now I have the glitch on the Ford-bodied cars where it has the crushed-in front ends because of Mullins' car.
Yeah.
So they head into turn 10. Max not pulling away as much as I thought he would. Then again, Kiro, Zimmerman, Langton, I believe they're all road course ringers as well. So, doing pretty good here with Dalton heading on to a top 5 spot. Dalton, of course, going into this race as the last person within the 15-man chase field at the moment. Of course, I say 15-man chase field because that's how many drivers have won a race this season. All of them are within the top 25 in points. Dalton, of course, needs to pass at least 3 more people to have a shot at the chase. And one of them happens to be his teammate and the car he also owns, Joseph Zimmerman, running 2 spots ahead of him. So they run through the outer loop once again.
I was going to say, Austin Spencer has the fastest lap of the race so far, but he's clear back in 30th.
Using the power of that draft. Got to get that suck. I don't know. I've been doing a cancerous online league for way too fucking long. As now Dalton not having something that he doesn't want happen. I've been up for 24 hours, folks. Bear with me. Anyways, Dalton being passed by Steelman now. Steelman having a surprisingly good run today. Merzak, last time we were at a road course, he won. He's now going to try and make the pass on Alex Miller on the outside of the bus stop, technically. It's really the inside lane, but it's the outside because the turn, because it's the... Anyways. You're smart.
It changes there like a couple times.
Yeah. It's a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
Or, as the wise master of the high ground would say, from a certain point of view. Memes. The lifeblood of the internet. Anyways. Not much changes up in the top 10 for the last half of a lap now. Alan Bledsoe hanging on to a top 10 spot right now. Points leader, Carpenter. Going into this race, he is guaranteed to leave this race with the points lead because he was 1 full race ahead of Alan Bledsoe. 125 points. So even if Carpenter were to finish like dead last or something and Alan Bledsoe were to lead every lap and win the race, or at least lead most laps and win the race because obviously he can't lead every lap at the moment, Alan Bledsoe would still only be 1 point behind Carpenter if that situation somehow happened.
Which, not the most likely situation happen.
Especially considering Carpenter's consistency. In fact, he's last week's winner at Las Vegas. Getting that 3rd win of the season. Getting the very first seed of the chase. He's in prime position to be a threat for the championship. But he's got to get through these last 5 races and the first 3 rounds of the chase.
I'm just looking back here. We have a battle for... Once you get around 15th, we have some battles.
Yep. That is Hayner trying to take the spot away from the O2. Takeda with Crago following suit right behind. Big stack up of cars right here. Craig and Takeda still side by side. Takeda runs a little bit wide, exiting the bus stop. That's going to allow Sami Kiro now to get side by side with the O2. Meanwhile, behind them, the 99 Corbett is slowing up. Almost gets run into by the back end, or in the back end by the 32 of Paul Bledsoe.
Yeah. They almost made it 3 wide, but the 41 shut the door on that and forced Bledsoe back.
Nantani Kaiser was caught up in that wreck in the exit of the S's. Doesn't look like she has too much damage on the front of her car. It's running about 30 car lengths, give or take, ahead of Max right now. Doesn't seem to be really losing or gaining any ground on the Max either, though.
I think the 83 made a pit stop to repair the damage.
I don't know, the hood is still bowed up as Steelman makes the move on Langford, as Langford gets real loose exiting corner and almost gets into the 7 of Merzlak, almost turning himself across the nose of the 7. Exiting the outer loop there is Merzlak now in prime position to get around the 82. And will clear him going down the front straightaway across the line. Meanwhile, Rage Motorsports teammates battling for position. That is the 03 Michaels and the 04 of Ishtar. Ishtar, of course, announced his retirement at the end of the season. He's going to go back to playing children's card games for a living after this season ends.
I wonder how that's going to go for him. Hopefully. We're not actually in a world where everything is solved by card games.
Yes, that is true. We are in a world where everything is solved with 40-car stock car races instead.
Yeah, I mean...
Except instead of saving the world, you're just merely participating in a race.
Maybe he dreams of a world, instead of cars, it's motorcycles, and you play the car games on those motorcycles.
Still won't be as cool as playing card games on horseback.
We're freaking nerds.
No, we're geeks. Get it right, Cody. We're geeks.
I mean, I have an IQ of 128, so I qualify as a nerd.
But are you qualified to watch Rick and Morty? Oh god, I made a Rick and Morty meme. Shoot me now.
I mean, when I've seen it on TV, I've watched it. I just don't watch that much TV.
I don't watch any TV. I get all my entertainment from YouTube and whatnot. Just much faster that way. Also, Lionheart loses 2 positions on track to Bledsoe and McWhorter. McWhorter, of course, pulling an interesting feat this season. He's not won a points race, but he's won both exhibition events, the All-Star race and the preseason NOS Energy Clash at Daytona, both in stellar fashions. In the Clash at Daytona, he came out and just barely edged John Mullen in a late race pit stop with 2 to go, and was able to get the victory. At the All-Star race in the main event, he edged, I believe it was RJ Bishop, for the win in a last lap pass at Eldora. Otherwise, go ahead.
I was going to say, Merzlak is faster than Stillman. He just can't seem to find a way around him.
Road course racing, where it's not a matter of catching a guy, it's a matter of trying to find a way to pass him. Anyways, but McWhorter, otherwise, other than those 2 exhibition wins, hasn't had much luck this season. Of course, Merzlak, like I said earlier, I believe, the last driver to win a road course race this season. That's where he got his second win. It was at Montreal. The guy behind him, Langford, the second to last road course winner at Yas Marana. Of course, for the road course ringers, this will not be the last road course race. In fact, I believe we have 2 more road courses. Those road courses being Fox Hunt and Road America, both in the chase, and both an opportunity to make or break your championship hopes. Especially with Road America, I believe, being the first race of round 3, as Alan Bledsoe now takes the spot away from Alex Miller through the S's. As the Max now catches Kaiser and will lap the 83 in the bus stop. Kaiser hanging on strong, though. That's going to hold up the Max a little bit. Max now clear of the 83, entering the inner loop. Inner loop? No, that's the bus stop. This is the outer loop. God damn it.
I was going to say, they were probably hoping the 83 would hold the Max up a bit more.
Now they got to hope the 83 doesn't hold them up. If and when they catch Kaiser. Or I just now noticed the top 3 have pulled away from the rest of the field. Steelman's a short track driver.
I think it's Stillman holding up Merzlach is what's wise. Oh, finally Merzlach makes a move after a few laps.
Yeah, Merzlach driving it in deep into the corner. Of course, he has a new sponsor now. He has Fanatec Gaming Technology as his sponsor, replacing HKS Motor Oil as his secondary sponsor. So expect that scheme to appear at some point in the season, unless the game just somehow inexplicably chooses Steel Series all the goddamn time. Alan Bledsoe on the move as well. He just got around Jesse Dalton for 7th. Craig getting around Eckroth for the 14th position, my bad.
Yeah, Hayner's fell back a few positions after holding on to 15th for several laps.
Yep, and Carpenter not having the best of races, but he's also not a good road course racer. Currently running 19th. Is now Kaiser holding up Kiro and Zimmerman. In fact, Zimmerman's going to get around Kiro because of just how much Kaiser held up the two. This is going to allow DeMax to pull away.
Did a pretty good job of holding both lanes up without even blocking one of them.
Kaiser's like Jean Girard or Ryan Newman. Very tough to pass. So probably more closer to Newman, considering the 83 is a lap down now. Zimmerman's going to try the outside lane of the track, get around the 83, and that's not going to work as Kaiser gets the run exiting the corner. Kiro trying to sneak in to get to the quarter panel of the 49 as well as they exit turn 1 and head towards the S's, turns 2, 3, and 4. As Alan Bledsoe, still on the move, makes the pass on Langathan. And Steelman has actually not pulled away much from... Merzlach has not pulled away from Steelman. Kaiser's still somehow ahead of Kiro and Zimmerman. So they run through the bus stop.
Just really tough to pass here.
Speaking of passing, look who's together for the 7th position. A sight that Dolan is all too familiar with. The taillights of the 82. Walker's Dahlin would rather be in a much more familiar position, seeing the headlights of the 82 in his mirror.
Seems like those two are always together.
Especially on road courses. Of course, if you think...
Oh, Merstock blows up!
And Kaiser's in the wall.
Oh, we have a wreck! Ahead of that.
Oh! Kaiser blew up right in front of Kiro and then got punted by the 92.
And we had Michaels involved in a wreck.
Alright, where is this wreck ahead? Oh! Oh, Michaels and McWhorter! McWhorter hard in the wall.
Oh god, the bootleg is a mess.
The bootleg? Oh!
Oh.
McWhorter got into
Not the bootleg, but
83, trying to avoid both the 7 and the 83. Ooh, wow.
I meant the chicane.
And same thing, really.
Yeah. Because the blown up car was right there and everyone was just trying to avoid it.
Oh.
Or the...
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of course-cutting penalties there.
And the Max is just gone.
Yeah, the Max is already entering the bus stop just as Zimmerman and Kiro exit the bus stop. Or, exit the bus stop? No, that would be putting them ahead. Exiting the S's. I have been up for over 24 hours, people.
The Max is like a second and a half faster than second place.
Zimmerman doesn't have exactly the best equipment. Neither does the Max, technically, even though he's on a 3-car team.
Plus, we don't know how much Zimmerman's speed was affected by that 83 that they finally told to get out of the way.
Well, it was Kiro who punted the 83, so if anything, he will have the damage.
Yeah.
However, Steelman's back up into the top 5 with... and under threat of losing 4th to Alan Bledsoe. So he's got that going for him, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, after they sped up, after getting the lap car out of the way, they're only 0.2 of a second slower.
Only?
It's better than a second and a half.
True, true. Let's see how they do this time by. It's currently 6.05 seconds. Last time around. Riles is the next car to get be lapped as he rounds turn 11 as the Max heads towards turn 10. About halfway down the straightaway towards turn 10 from the outer loop. Oh man, Road America is going to be fun as Kaiser's still on pit road. This 47 of Ravenhurst is coming down pit road to serve her penalty for cutting the course like an idiot. Of course, I say cutting the course like an idiot, but for good reason, considering... Oh yeah, DeMax is definitely pulling away. 6.23 now. Anyways, so Ravenhurst now goes a lap down because serving that penalty from cutting the course. Of course, I say cuts the course like an idiot, but it was for good reason. Trying to avoid wrecked cars. So really no reason to call them idiots for trying to avoid wrecked cars.
I just wonder how Ravenhurst is going to affect these cars up here.
Whoa. Looks like there's a little bit of contact between the 47 and the 49 there. As Ravenhurst has allowed Steelman and Bledsoe to catch up, as now Zimmerman with the power move on the outside. God damn.
And it looked like Bledsoe almost got into Ravenhurst.
4 cars under a blanket as now...
I mean, Hero. Yeah.
Down the front straightaway. Steelman. Yeah, Steelman pushing Ravenhurst. Kiro being pushed by Bledsoe. Kiro's going to clear Ravenhurst going into the corner. Maybe, sort of, kind of, yes. Very close, though. Bledsoe and Steelman now left to fight for position. So Ravenhurst is potentially bump drafting the 92 down the S's? Very dangerous thing to do, you know. We saw just what happens when you bump somebody in the S's.
Maybe Ravenhurst on those new tires is just that much.
I don't even think Ravenhurst took tires. I think Ravenhurst just came down pit road.
I was going to say, Ravenhurst has qualified the 7th fastest lap of the day, so...
Did Ravenhurst take tires or did Ravenhurst... Oh yeah, Ravenhurst did take tires. Okay.
Yeah.
I was mistaken. Ravenhurst now passes Kiro again.
Yeah, so maybe those new tires have just sped it up that much.
Max, meanwhile, is just gone. If he can pull the upset... Oh shit, it's not 21 of 23! Holy shit! 3 to go already! My god, I need to pay attention more.
Ravenhurst is actually faster than Max.
Oh,
whoa!
Ravenhurst gets into Zimmerman. Almost spins the 49. That was hairy.
Was not expecting that.
Of course, even if the Max wins, he won't be anywhere near the chase because he's like outside the top 30 in points right now. This will just be a... I don't even know what to call this win if the Max gets it somehow.
A moral victory?
I was going more along the lines of a pity victory, but...
Close to the same thing. That makes it 2 to go.
Yep. And Ravenhurst has pulled away from Zimmerman and Kiro and everyone else. So unless the Max blows up or something...
I was going to say, Ravenhurst just ran a whole second faster than the Max. Or 2 seconds faster.
Now, if Ravenhurst can catch the Max and have something similar happen to what happened between Ravenhurst and Zimmerman a couple laps ago...
Could make things interesting.
Of course, we kid and joke and whatnot.
But it would be make great entertainment value if it did.
It would. It would. Of course, the Max would probably be punching the roof of his car in frustration. Even when he is in prime position to win, he still can't. But that doesn't seem like it's going to happen today.
Well, they're in same camera shot now.
Coming to the white flag. DeMax, just 1 lap for the upset. Meanwhile, we have a 4-car battle for second. Like 8.5 seconds behind DeMax. Steelman now trying to make the late dive bomb to get to Kiro. Can't quite get there.
I'd say if Ravenhurst had another lap, they would catch the Max.
Field very spread out right now.
Yeah, their lap and Ravenhurst would be there because they were both in the bus stop at the same time.
I'll never say never. The Max still got to get around 2 turns and half of a straightaway, or a quarter of a straightaway, or however long the distance is for the start and finish line.
Well, especially after that turn, how much Ravenhurst caught. It's going to be a straightaway, so there's not going to be any type of incident.
Right. And off the final turn, DeMax is going to get the pity win at Watkins Glen. Some good news in what a horrible season he's had so far. Zimmerman hangs on for second after Kiro gets third, or I said that awkwardly.
And to
Steelman.
put in,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, to put things in perspective, that last lap, Ravenhurst was 3.2 seconds faster than the max.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, 7 drivers retired because of incidents today. 2 of which blew up in literally the same exact, or not literally the same exact position, but in the same area of the track at roughly the same time. Because Kaiser blew up right in front of Kiro, and that's what caused Kiro to punt the 83 into the wall. Merzlak then had to be on the other side of the track, and yeah, just bullfuckery happened there. Not to mention the big crash on lap 2 in the S's. Anyways, DeMax, Zimmerman, Kiro, Steelman, Alan Bledsoe, Dalton, Miller, Latham, Leinhart, Craigo, Ishtar, Takeda, Carpenter, Spencer, and Martz, the top 15.
It was an interesting one.
Wasn't necessarily called the most exciting race. But as it stands, we now have just 4 races until the chase. Things are getting tighter when it comes to just, I don't know what to describe it as. It's just the anticipation, the excitement. It's harkening back to the trailer, something was elevated. I think I said the excitement was elevated in the Season 2 trailer that I created before the season started.
Well, if it's not that, it's definitely heart rate.
Yeah. 4 races until the chase. Who will qualify? Who will become the racing's ultimate champion when it comes to offline racing? At least in this part of the offline racing world. We'll find out shortly. Next time, it's going to be Armory Digital Super Speedway. That's going to be a lot of fun. Racing
Extremely.
yeah, racing at Talladega. With the track surface now aged slightly, and with that new bridge along the back straightaway. Oh boy. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. Cody, thank you so much for joining me again. And as always, we'll see you at the next race. So long, folks.